Welcome to the Tuttle Kline Show.
Hocus cadabra. La-da-da-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da. Oh, there he is. He's here. Hey!
What a beautiful way to start the show.
You remember this from when we were kids, Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
And he was fucking with the Dracula or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And the Dracula would do, have the magic, abracadabra, hocus pocus, and he would turn into like bats and make shit disappear. And Bugs Bunny was fucking with him going, la da da dee da da abracapocus, and he would turn into half bat, half human. You remember that shit?
Bugs was so street smart, man.
Oh, Bugs was the original gangster, man.
Wasn't he though? He was awesome.
He was. I don't give a shit who you are on the street, who you were on the streets, who you were in the mob or the mafia. I don't care what kind of cartel leader you are. The OG is Bugs Bunny, man.
Definitely.
He was the best. What's wrong? You okay?
What do you mean?
You got a stuffed up nose?
Oh, I'm still sick.
From 2 weeks ago?
It's going on 3 now, yeah.
What the hell, Kev?
I have no idea. We went to the doctor and the doctor said, just let it run its course. Didn't even give me any medicine or anything.
Are you hitting the emergency, the vitamin C?
I'm taking vitamin C. I'm taking the Dayquil. I'm taking Alka-Seltzer cold and flu. I'm all hopped up on the crap.
Oh, this is going to be a fun time then.
Yeah, right, man.
Are you still able to do the PA announcing for the hockey team?
Thankfully, they are on the road for the next 2 games. So,
okay.
They were on the road this past weekend, and then they're on the road next weekend. But they won 12-1 on they won 10-1 and 12-1 this weekend, 22-2.
Jesus.
Yeah, they're really good, man. They're really good.
That's embarrassing. Is that NCAA Division I, Division II, NAIA? What is that?
It's NCAA Division I, but it's the American College Hockey Association.
Okay, so they're not going to play the Gophers for the national championship.
They would not. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do they have a national championship?
They do, and it's in St. Louis every year in March. So,
got it.
Yeah, they could. This is their first year at Division I. They were Division III last year.
And they're still mopping.
They are mopping. Yes, they are.
Good for them. That's Drury University, where his wife went to school.
You know who their most famous alum is, don't you?
Who?
Bob Barker.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah, they actually have a Bob Barker Lane.
Kev, I was a couple days ago sitting in a restaurant, and I had a revelation, one of those aha moments.
You have quite a few of those. I like hearing about them.
Oh, do you? Or are you being facetious?
No, not at all. No.
Are you secretly inside just rolling your eyes going, God dang, man, here we go with this shit again?
Not at all. I mean, throughout our radio career, you always kind of like to downplay your mental prowess. But I think you have some really wonderful ideas at times, and I like to hear them.
Okay, well, this one you're not going to probably like, but it makes sense.
Okay.
It makes sense, and it's probably you being I guess the barrier, the goalie for society will probably block this from me. But it makes a lot of freaking sense.
Well, let's hear it.
I'm sitting in the Waffle House, having my scattered, smothered, covered. And I'm listening at the booth next to me.
Uh-huh.
A father drilling his son about the state capitals.
Gotcha.
And he was going through them. And I thought to myself, when will that kid ever need that fucking information?
I was thinking the same thing when you were talking about it.
How worthless is our curriculum that's what we want the kids to memorize? That's what we want to test them on.
Yeah.
Yeah. When it should be like real world stuff. And we've talked about kids should know how to cook and do accounting and all that stuff. That should be the priority. How to do a tax return, that's what the school should be teaching them. Not this silly bullshit that plays no factor whatsoever in their life at all.
Dude, two things real fast. My brother-in-law was listening, and he said in Overland Park, Kansas, they do still teach cursive writing. And what you're talking about right now is skills that you will use later on in life. Tim, I agree with you 1,000% because I was one of only two guys that took home economics when I was a junior in high school. One of only two guys. It's the most impressive skill that I have. It landed me my wife learning how to cook.
Exactly. Exactly. Plus, that was, for those of you like, well, Kevin, home economics, what a pussy. He was there with 27 other women.
Very true.
I never give shit to people who take home economics, and I never give shit to male cheerleaders.
Exactly.
I see where that hand is, man.
Although you don't have to worry about the male cheerleaders taking any of your girls.
Some of them.
So, right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to be Tony Hinchcliffe here. I'm so sorry.
Some of them will probably just act,
Uh-huh.
Some of them will act and just go, oh, well, hey, I'm not 100% sure it's going to be all guys for me. I wonder, I'm just thinking maybe someday I can test a woman. And there it goes.
There it goes.
A cheerleader sleepover all of a sudden becomes, a penthouse letter. And he's thinking inside, I've been the big bad wolf the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
Little red, little red. Little Red Riding Hood.
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
But not only that stuff though, Kev. I mean, we as a society, or at least the father, I was thinking it's the father's job. And I'm going to start working on this with my boys, after thinking long and hard about it. You got to teach them stuff that they really need to know. Like how to do the ABC backwards for when they're pulled over coming home from the bar one night in the future.
Dude, could you even do that sober?
No,
That's such a ridiculous test.
It's set up for you to lose no matter what.
Yeah.
That's why you always reject it. Whether you've been drinking or not. I mean, I'm not doing this test. It's a ridiculous test. You do it. Show me you got the
Yeah,
skills.
right. Yeah. Yeah, that'll go over.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'll say. I'll say, hey, Kev, after all the documentaries I've watched, all I'm saying if I ever get confronted by a police officer from this day forward is lawyer.
Yeah, there you go.
Lawyer.
Yeah.
Where's your search warrant? I want my lawyer.
I want my lawyer.
Trust me, that's all you should say. I don't care what. I don't care how silly it is. I mean, if they're just coming to the door to see if you're okay because there was like a big thump and your neighbor was worried about you or something like that, lawyer. But just things like that, ABC back, or you show them a picture of a woman. And then you show your son a picture of the same woman. It's slightly different. It's different. And you ask, son, what's the difference? If he could say, haircut, Dad, that's going to help him.
Yeah, I know.
Perfect. Or show like a picture of the same woman, and just say, son, is she mad? And if he says she doesn't look mad and she'll say she's not mad, but she's probably mad, Dad,
he will succeed in life.
He will be great. He will.
Son, does fine mean fine?
Exactly. Fine does not mean fine, son. Remember that. Kev, I got some heat from the neighborhood and even a text message that you and I are a little bit harsh on Deshaun Watson.
Oh, we are?
God, it's so ridiculous to me. Now, for those of you unaware, Deshaun Watson, former Houston Texan quarterback, accused of sexual impropriety, sexual assault, sexual inappropriateness, or whatever by dozens now of women. and having to settle lawsuits and everything like that. And I even had a little piece of it, Deshaun Watson goofing on him in my comedy set that I did at the Improv back in April, and the audience did not like it.
Oh, I know. They turned on you on that one.
They turned on me on that one, and finally, I'm just sick of it. Okay. First off, why do you feel sorry for Deshaun Watson? He does not feel sorry or care about what anybody thinks. Whenever he's not feeling good, he calls his accountant, and his accountant says it's 87.7 million liquid right now, and you still have another 194 million guaranteed coming in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Don't cry for him, Argentina. Second off, this guy has settled more like sexual assault suits than he's had touchdown passes in the past 3 years.
Oh my gosh, that is an amazing statistic and a very true one, by the way.
26 lawsuits, 19 touchdown passes.
Holy crap.
Isn't that crazy?
That is.
So do I feel a little bit bad for him that, the crowd was cheering when he was in excruciating pain because his Achilles heel got ripped? Yeah, I feel a little bad. That hurts. That shit hurts.
Yeah.
But there's some good news about Deshaun. Yes, his career is probably over. He will have so much more time for raping now.
He will. God, I hope he stops that shit.
Come on, man.
Dude, he was trending this week, and it wasn't because of his Achilles injury. You know why he was trending this week?
What? Why was he trending?
Because of this video right here. Him playing indoor hoops with Mia Khalifa.
Oh my God, you're kidding me.
No, that was trending this week. He was actually playing indoor basketball, like one of those Nerf basketball things you put on the back of your bathroom door. Yeah, he and Mia Khalifa were playing together.
I don't ever.
And he was trying to get her to dunk on him. She's 5'3", he's 6'4", and there's no way she's going to dunk. It was just for him to get her chest pressed up against him. Look at the video. It's right here. She's a porn star, by the way, former porn star.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for explaining that, Kev, because I had no idea who she was whatsoever. Never seen her before. Very lovely lass. Probably a nice conversation.
She never made money on that.
She never made money on her porn?
She did not.
Why?
She has her own podcast now. She talks freely about it.
Kevin Kline, speaking of which, since you brought us here, I have to say this. There is one thing that upsets me about not being on Instagram anymore.
What is that?
Right before the tech Nazi fascists who want to tell you what you can say and what you can't say on their precious little mediums, I was having a back and forth direct messaging with, I don't know if you remember her or not, to me, the most beautiful adult film star in history, Bella Anderson.
I do not remember her.
Oh, just absolutely. And Kev, she had the little overbite and everything.
You've been a sucker for the overbite.
Yeah,
Beverly D'Angelo.
Cuban, Bella Anderson. Here's a picture of her right here. I was DMing back and forth with her.
No kidding.
Yeah, and I commented on her story. Hey, as a matter of fact, here it is right here. I commented on her story. You got $1 million smile. And she goes, actually, it only cost me $7,000. And, we had a little back and forth.
Awesome.
And then the next day I was flushed.
Oh, really?
So I heard she's, she is married or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But I never saw him on her social media.
Okay. Well.
So, but I have no way of connecting with her because I don't exist according to Mark Zuckerberg, you fucking fascist sack of shit.
You do have a way of connecting with her.
How's that?
I'm still on Instagram. What do you want me to say? I'll be your Cyrano.
Cyrano d'Emergent.
I got the nose.
Kev, you would only blow the deal.
Dude, I would have loved to have been with you this morning. Or
Why?
you would be with me this morning. Because I went and got a coffee, okay? And I was in line, couldn't make up my mind. So this lady comes in behind me. I didn't know it was a lady at first, okay? I just saw somebody come in behind me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe this person's going to, because it was 8 a.m. Maybe somebody this is late for school. Maybe they're going to work. So I turn around and I say, I'm sure you're in a hurry. I'm not. Would you like to go in front of me? Tim, one of the most stunning women I've ever seen in my life. Just absolutely beautiful. And yeah, you would have turned around and said, oh, hey, I'm Tim A.T., and it would have been on, right?
I would not. That's not what I do, Kev. I don't turn around or I don't talk to people. Hey, I'm Tim A.T. Like some kind of fucking Andrew Dice Clay Barbarino throwback character, Joey from Friends. How you do? I don't. That's not me.
It had been for the longest time. I mean, that was the character that we created for you. Okay. Anyway, you would have played your game. Okay. You would have said something. I would have loved to have said something with absolutely zero intent, but I just said, "You sure you don't want to go ahead of me?" She's
smoothie.
She's like, "You're very kind, but no, I don't need to. I'm meeting somebody here." Okay. Like, I don't, like you can't even be nice to somebody right now without them thinking you have an agenda. And I would not have had an agenda.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Kevin, again, and this is not your fault. It's a genetic thing. You are the poster child, little mock-up picture of a fucking serial killer. Seriously. I wonder if you gave me, a witness description drawing of every serial killer, that was given by the one that got away, I would say at least 70% of them would have some resemblance to you.
Okay, but and we're getting off on a big tangent here. Would you think that somebody who orders a large light ice honey lavender latte with oat milk and a pumpkin cream cheese muffin, would you call that person a serial killer based on what they ordered? No.
Okay. All right. So it had nothing to do with you looking like a serial killer. She just thought you were a little foo-foo goofball.
Probably so.
She's like, who's this soy boy beta male?
Yeah. I'm walking out with my hands full of muffins and lattes, and Tim would have been walking out with a date.
Yeah. She's like, her list is like, I need the 5 C's. I need cash, credit, comedy, somebody that can make me laugh. I need cunnilingus. He's got to be able to eat it.
Jesus.
And I have to have cock. And this guy, he may have a little cash because that's a nice Corvette out there, but that's it. He's missing the other 4.
Yeah, this guy's Aaron Judge in the playoffs.
Ooh.
Oh, hey, ho, wow.
Okay, all right, now stop because you got to stop right there, man.
Uh-huh.
This is where Kevin kind of brings me up to speed. Since I'm completely off the grill now, Kline tells me things that have happened in the world over the past week that I may need or want to know. Aaron Judge, dry spell World Series.
Yeah, well, it happens almost every year in the playoffs with him, and nobody can understand it. So he's going to be the hands-on AL MVP, probably unanimous. I mean, he had that kind of a year. He has now 38 outs in the playoffs, and I want to say 22 of them are strikeouts.
Yeah, I know he started for a while. I mean, he did not get his first hit until his like 26th or 27th at bat or something like that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that had continued. That's got to be frustrating as hell for him.
This is one of the premier hitters in all of Major League Baseball, and he's doing things that are easy to point out, and he can't fix it.
All it is it'll come back to him, and I hope it's not, April of next year, but it'll come back to him, and he'll have like 5 games, 7 home runs.
Yeah.
He's that type of a guy. That's that. And Kev, I can't poo-poo him. As you know, I was a regarded athlete. I did well, but I was not clutch guy.
Okay.
Again, in basketball, 3.5 quarters, I look like fucking Jordan. The last 3 minutes of the game, I look like John Koncak.
Oh, wow.
It was the same thing in baseball after Little League. Now, Little League, it didn't matter. You throw that ball up there, I'm hitting it out of the fucking ballpark.
Yeah.
You know, you cannot hit my fastball. I'm going for a perfect game today. But after 12 years old, you know, hey, it's 2 outs. I got 2 on. I just need the guy on second to score. We tied the game. I couldn't do it. Were you clutch playing baseball?
I was. One of the best experiences that I ever had playing baseball was I was a senior in high school, and we were playing against a team called University City. They were in our district, and it's you only play 7 innings per game. Okay.
Yeah.
It's top of the 7th inning, and we're down by 2, and I come up with 2 on. I'm the go-ahead run, and we're facing Robert Person, who Robert Person went on to play for the Philadelphia Phillies, had a really good career. At the time, he was throwing 91, and I took him deep, and we ended up winning the game by 1.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you get laid that night?
No, I did not have a girlfriend then. No. Remember that we were in high school. I didn't have my first girlfriend until I was 22.
Hey, wait, game-winning home run, and you can't parlay that into a little.
No. No.
Then your skill was worthless.
Right?
Yeah, Kev, I just myself. I mean, I remember the coaches too would always just be like, Timmy, just connect, just put a nice swing. Of course, that goes in one ear and out the other. I gotta put it out of the ballpark.
Uh-huh.
I gotta crush it. That's why I came here. I came here to hit the ball very hard. So I didn't know how to just connect. That was my thing. Just a smooth swing through or whatever, just make a nice connect, see a pitch you like and make a nice connection with it. I didn't know how to do that. It was not a gear that I had.
Right.
Because I always felt like if I tried to do that, I was going so slow that I'm just going to pop it up or something.
Uh-huh. And normally is what happens when you have to alter your swing, that it's unnatural and you do end up doing something that's not normal.
Again, my game plan was I'm going deep or I'll probably strike out.
Yeah. Well, that's the way it was for Aaron Judge. Once every 4 at bats, he strikes out.
Yeah. He strikes out a lot. I mean, a lot of the great home run hitters, same thing.
Uh-huh.
And I probably should have been more select. I probably should have been more like, some of the guys who can watch the balls and strikes better. Yeah, Alvarez is good at that.
Yeah.
Ohtani, you gotta throw him strikes. Guys like that who were more selective, and got to give Bonds credit, even though he's all juiced up and his head is 8 sizes too big. I mean, he waited. He waited for you to throw him a juicy one.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, most of your contact hitters, Tony Gwynn, Don Mattingly, Wade Boggs, Rod Carew, Ichiro Suzuki, they were hard outs because they were never going to strike out.
Oh yeah. And they were a pain in the ass because they would put the pitchers through the fucking machine, man. I mean, pitcher would have to have, that was 17 pitches later. Suzuki finally reaches first base on a little dribbler down the third base line.
So true.
Those guys. Oh, I hated those guys.
Yep. Foul it off.
Foul it off. I'm gonna. The guys who are so good they could foul it off just waiting for their juicy one.
Uh-huh.
Like, I know this is probably a strike, but it's not my strike, so I'm just gonna make you work harder.
That's right.
That's where I would sometimes just start throwing at heads, Kev.
I was going to say, when did you start plunking people?
Yeah, it was just after about 8 or 9 pitches, I'm just gonna. You're gonna obviously make it to first base. You're gonna feel the sting.
Yeah, right.
That was my policy. All right, Kev. What else do I need to know? What's going on in the world the past week?
Let's see. The Cowboys lost again last night.
Oh God, they're terrible.
Oh my God, they're horrible.
They're terrible, man. Boy, what a mistake. You see what happens. And we've talked about this before and we're not going to get too much into it, but you give them the bag. Yeah. They just don't give a shit.
Did you see what Jerry Jones did 2 weeks ago? It was after they lost their home game. Who did they play in their last home game that they should have won? But they lost. Anyway, the 2 sports announcers had Jerry Jones on, and they are the flagship station for the Dallas Cowboys. They asked him a question in the offseason when you didn't make any moves except for signing CD Lamb to an extension contract and giving the bag to Dak Prescott, not making any other acquisitions. Do you regret that now? Do you hear what he said?
Yeah, he got pissed off, didn't he?
Threatened to fire him.
Yeah, he can't fire them though. I mean, he's their flagship, and
Right?
he could be a dick about re-signing, but he doesn't have the power to fire them.
Yeah. Can you believe that though?
What was the reaction to that? I didn't hear what the reaction. I just heard about him doing that. What was the reaction to it?
The reaction by the two hosts?
By Dallas Cowboy fans.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what the reaction was about from them. I can't imagine that they would be siding with Jerry Jones on that because he ultimately didn't make any decisions to better the team except for paying people they already had.
I heard that former Dallas Cowboys players have come out and said, Jerry Jones allowing the public to come watch them work out and just, it makes them uncomfortable, feel like they're zoo creatures.
Oh, Des Bryant is very vocal about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, Des Bryant's very vocal. Yes.
I guess the Cowboys are the only NFL team that, they actually have tours, like fans can just come in and they walk in the weight room or they walk into the practice on the field while, Jerry likes to give them that access. And the players are like, hey, man, lifting and practice is sacred.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I agree with.
Yeah. I mean, you're under the microscope enough. You need a little bit of away time.
Yeah.
And if you're constantly having to look over your shoulder about that kind of stuff, what are you really concentrating on?
Well, exactly. Exactly. You got to, obviously your Dallas Cowboys need to fucking focus right now and they don't need any distractions whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah. They've got plenty of distractions, 3 and 4. Let's see. Fernando Valenzuela died right before the start of the World Series. So that's why you're seeing all the 34s on the Los Angeles Dodgers uniform.
Oh, what happened to Fernando?
He had been sick for a while. Yeah. 63
man.
years old. Just 63.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was 1980. He won the Cy Young Award. I'll never forget it. I mean, I was 11 years old watching him play, and he was a rookie, 20-year-old rookie for the Dodgers. And, I whatever it is, this first 6, 7, 8 games, undefeated, just
8-0.
It was an 8-0.
He was 8-0. Yeah.
Yeah. It just, and it was just amazing. Nobody could touch him. And, he just lit the entire league on fire. Obviously, the Mexican-American community had their hero. Yep. And that was a big deal. That's why you find a lot of Mexican-American Americans from all over the country are Dodgers fans, the Doyers.
Mm-hmm. Because of Fernando Valenzuela. One of the highlights of my youth was going and watching him pitch against the Cardinals. Couldn't believe it.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That year when you were a kid?
Yeah, that year. Mm-hmm.
Holy shit. What was that like? Because by that time, the circus was on the road, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was unbelievable, Tim. I couldn't believe it. We got tickets. I was surprised by it. My friend Steve Faust and his dad, Larry, showed up at my door and they said, "Are you ready to go?" And I'm like, "Go where?" And then my mom and dad came out and they said, "You're going to the Cardinal game. You're going to go see Fernando pitch with the Faust today." And I'm like, "You got to be kidding me." Oh, my God. It was amazing, dude. It was amazing. Yeah.
What happened? What was the result of the game?
Oh, I couldn't even tell you.
See, you can look that up, Baseball Reference, and Kevin will do that because he loves this kind of stuff. Here's what happened in the game, and here's how Fernando did in that game. Baseball Reference, Kev.
I got it.
Yeah. So I love that you could just look up exactly what happened when you're at the game. I've done that several times with the Brewers games that I was at in the early 80s and late 70s.
And it almost like puts you right back there.
Oh yeah, because I can remember like those specific plays, like oh yeah, I remember when Gorman Thomas busted one right there.
I was talking to a guy this weekend because I was trying some of his tequila, and I was like, this reminds me of a birthday cake that I had once. And he's like, "Isn't that the great thing about spirits? You can just have a memory come up from a smell or a taste."
Really?
Yeah.
I've never. The only one that I've had in terms of alcohol is I drank an entire when I was a freshman at Ball State. I drank an entire bottle of Southern Comfort, and I threw up so bad.
Oh my God! How did you do that?
And because it was like candy, man.
Oh, okay.
Southern Comfort was like candy to me. And Kev, even to this day, seriously, I can't even smell Southern Comfort. I
Really?
can't.
It's just
'Cause
that, though, right?
it'll make me, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I can't even smell Southern Comfort because
There you go.
it got me so sick. I mean, I remember my roommate was like, because it was only like 3 or 4 months into this school year. I just turned 18,
Uh-huh.
and here I am struggling to like stay alive, and my roommate had probably just like, really, this guy again.
We're never taking him out again. He's killing us. Killing us.
First, I have to pretend I'm not hearing him fucking his girlfriend. And when she's not there, I have to pretend I'm not hearing him jerk off.
Oh my God.
And now he's doing the Technicolor yawn into the trash can at 4 a.m, and it's a straight spray.
Oh God. Yeah, it's no wonder you kept the same roommates.
No, he left shortly
Did
thereafter. Yeah, he took off because he was actually there for an education.
Oh, yeah.
So him and I didn't jive well.
Not at all.
So he went to the authorities and said, "I got to get out of here." And then I got an offensive tackle from Ball State moved in.
Okay.
So
Who
that worked
probably
out.
wasn't there for an education either.
No, we got along really well. Yeah, it was great. All right, Kev, what else do I need to know? Anything else happening in the world?
Well, we are 1 week away from the election, under a week now when this comes out. And, President Trump had his final, what they call rally at Madison Square Garden. That was over the weekend. And then Kamala Harris had hers in Houston over the weekend. Did you go?
No. I don't attend. I don't attend political events. I don't want to get shot.
Yeah, isn't that true? Isn't that true?
I listened to Rogan's episode with Donald Trump, though.
3-hour conversation. How was it?
It was great, man.
Was it?
It's so refreshing that there's somebody there that's just, first off, doesn't read from a teleprompter. Second off, can put together a complete sentence. And third, it seems like a real person. So I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Okay. How did Trump do?
He's great. That's funny. That's funny.
Thank you.
Good one. Kev, that reminds me, you had a line. I feel so awful for it.
What?
From the last episode. It was featured in one of the clips. You should definitely follow Tuttle Kline, Tuttle, the sign and then Kline, Kline, on Instagram and Facebook. On a daily basis, there'll be a story clip of something from the show that happened. And Kevin had a great line that I did not give him enough appreciation for. When we were talking about how my kids would sometimes walk in on my wife and I when we were having sex.
Uh-huh.
And I would, the kids would be, "Hey, how come you're always winning, Dad?"
Because you called it wrestling.
Yeah. I said, "Well, your mom, we're just wrestling, we're goofing around." And I said, Mom, the reason it looks like I'm always winning is because Mom's, upright game, her strike game is really good. But once, Dad gets it on the ground and wrestling, it's all over. That's where Daddy. And Kline had the line of, your line was the ground and pound.
Yeah, Timmy invented the ground and pound.
Oh, that when I feel awful that I did not give you the appreciation for how funny that line was when it happened, because that is a brilliant fucking line, man.
If you're not familiar with MMA, when they go to the ground and they start wrestling and throwing elbows, that's called ground and pound. Well, yes. I used it in a different sense with Timmy talking about wrestling.
It was brilliant, and I feel awful about it. I feel so awful about it that Kevin Kline right now, he's going to insert that right here so you can enjoy his line. But once things get on the ground, it's dad time. Wrestling's my thing. Yeah, I got superior wrestling skills. So, I would let them know that.
Yes, kids. Daddy invented the ground and pound. He's so funny. We used to do that all the time. That was so hilarious.
Popeye, what did you think of that?
Do you remember when we would do that? When we would, we would make fun of somebody having a line,
Oh yeah,
Oh God, I
and
love when we did that.
we were such dicks.
Yeah, but it was fun being dicks
It was fun being dicks.
because we did it to ourselves too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there were times where either Kevin or I were like, I don't think you appreciated what just happened here. Oh, give me the instant replay. Oh, that was that's the funniest shit ever.
Yeah.
Okay, Kev.
Yeah.
We were talking about baseball earlier,
Yeah.
and even Little League earlier. Did you see this right here? This little blurb. Some states are considering Little League coaches allowing a kid to throw more than 85 pitches in a game as a violation of child labor laws.
I did not see that.
Did you see that?
How can it be child labor? You're not paying the kid.
Well, here's the thing, Kev. First off, I would love to have had a pitch count when we played Little League. Kev, I played in two different leagues. I played in my Catholic school team, the Padres.
Uh-huh.
We were the Padres. And then I played on the Brewers, my regular Little League team.
Right.
And I pitched sometimes 3 times a week.
There was no pitch count.
And they were full games, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I would love to have had that. But, it's good that they have a pitch count. That's something that is necessary.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you should call it a violation of child labor laws. For the reason Kevin had right there, there's
You're
no
not
payment.
paying them. Yeah.
Second off, and more importantly, Kev, I'm sure there are a lot of kids overseas that are stuck making iPhones and they're stuck making Nikes that'd be like, I would love to throw 86 pitches.
So true.
Give me the rock, man.
Yep.
So I don't have to jump down into the suicide net.
Wow. Yeah, they would jump at that chance. Absolutely.
Yeah, child labor law. What about us, man?
I would love to be outdoors.
I've been chained to the sewing machine for 14 hours straight. I could see my shit right on the floor there.
But yes, that's exactly what would happen.
I'm sorry, Kev.
No, it's okay.
Let's get a little bit positive right here. Let's talk about each other's rabbit holes.
Rabbit hole of the week.
All right, Kev. What did you find yourself caught in that you just couldn't get out of last week?
I am so ashamed to admit it because I like to think that I'm smarter than this. I don't know. I got sucked into the game 1 of the World Series. The next day, they had a picture of the lady behind home plate who was wearing a MAGA hat,
Oh, boy.
And for some dumbass reason, I started reading the comments.
Never do that.
What the hell am I thinking?
Most of that is robots or they're bots.
Oh, all right.
And then the rest of them are just sheep who don't understand that they're siding with an ideology that wants them dead or to be slaves.
Well, here's the thing, okay? And this is what struck me about it, okay? How can you debate that phrase?
Make America great again?
If you're an American and you don't like that phrase?
Kev, the bots, the people who program the bots or the sheep that actually believe that, they hate America. They hate America.
Oh, okay.
Kevin, and I will say this 100%. If you are leaving, if you are spending so much money that it is impossible to pay it off, our deficit, if you are leaving the borders open and allowing other countries to empty their prisons into our country and allow known terrorists to just walk in, you hate our country, period. You hate America.
Okay.
So the idea of making America great again is they don't want America great. They want America to be a third world shithole so that they can take advantage of the chaos to give themselves more power and more control and put us more into a martial law grid slave-like thing.
Here's how the rabbit hole it becomes another rabbit hole, though. In nowhere did that hat have any mention of Donald Trump. It said "Make America Great Again." All
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
that is synonymous now with Donald Trump.
Yeah.
So it got me wondering, what other phrases are synonymous with people? Because that phrase should be wonderful to all Americans. Man, I want to make our country great again, regardless of who said it, because you don't know who said it. According to the hat, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
like, I'm the greatest. Who's that? It's
Muhammad Ali.
right?
Ali.
Yeah, just do it. Who's that? It's Nike. It's Phil Knight. You know,
Yeah.
what other people are synonymous with their own phrases? You know, that was another rabbit hole I went down. So you see, that's how this happens.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, throw some more at me. I want to see if I can guess them.
You know, obviously, read my lips, no new taxes. We know who that came from. Ich bin ein Berliner. That was a phrase that John F. Kennedy Jr. or John F. Kennedy said.
JFK.
Yeah. Yep.
Now,
So.
JFK Jr., his phrase was, "Oh, shit."
Yeah. Yes, it was.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. That family has suffered enough.
Wow.
That family. Anyway, I'm so sorry.
Oh, and just another thing. I know that this is kind of an aside. Did you see the big rumor that was started over the weekend? Because Jamie Foxx recorded a new Netflix comedy over the weekend, and it should be coming out later on this year. But in it, people that were in the audience say that he was poisoned. He claims in the special that he was poisoned by P. Diddy, and that's what caused his health thing.
What?
Because apparently, this is all what people in the audience said occurred during the set.
Wasn't he joking, though? It was a joke.
There are some comedians that were in the set who said, I know the difference between a joke and a story. And he apparently in the series, in the special, says that he was in the hospital because P. Diddy poisoned him because he was the one that called the FBI.
No shit.
Don't know if it's true or not, but that's what's being reported.
Wow. Okay. Crazy, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my rabbit holes are not as fun as yours.
Oh, I bet they're even more fun because mine are infuriating.
I got really, really caught up in some old school movies that I haven't watched in 25, 30, 35 years.
What were they?
Sometimes even more. Spaceballs.
Oh, my God. That's a great one.
Kev, it is a great movie. I enjoyed it. It's you know, the funny thing is years will change your viewpoint on things. It changes your perspective and everything like that. And it's funny. I had some great laughing moments, but it was much more cheeseball than I remember it being.
Oh, okay.
And it was much better when I was high.
Yeah.
Because I remember watching it when it came out, and I'm just like, bro, this is the greatest movie in history, man.
Yeah.
You know?
I know. Yeah.
I watched Days of Thunder.
Okay.
And I just thought to myself, racing is just so ridiculous and such a waste. And Kevin and I have gotten into racing, and we're into NASCAR and the 8,500. And you just look at it, these guys are wasting untold gallons of petrol fuel, driving in a circle. You know, what a fucking waste it is. And I'm sure that 25-year-old me is going, dude, lighten up, man.
Yeah. Yeah. What the heck?
I mean, Nicole Kidman looks hot in this movie. What's wrong with you? And Robert Duvall's awesome.
Yeah. Duvall's never done a bad movie.
No, he's good. And Nightmare on Elm Street.
Okay.
That is absolute. That scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. And so did Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Mm-hmm.
And Kev, they are comedies. I watch them now, and it's comedy.
Oh, yeah. Freddy is definitely comedic value.
Oh, and Chainsaw Massacre is just so ridiculous. That's a comedy.
But, you know, that's actually based on a true story.
No, it's not really.
It's not.
By them making that representation in the graphics at the start of the movie, they probably quadrupled their sales.
Oh, for sure. I always thought it was based on a true story. Oh, wow.
because I also, as part of my rabbit hole, I like to go into the making of.
Uh-huh.
And I was watching the documentary, the making, the shocking truth or whatever about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and how when they made it, and that was completely false.
See, that's what the Coen brothers did with Fargo too at the
Yeah,
very
yeah,
beginning. That's not based
exactly.
on a true story. I knew that one.
No, no, none of those. I mean, even the TV series when they start a new season based on true events, we're going to give you different names to protect the innocent, and blah blah blah. It's all bullshit.
Have you seen the movie Cocaine Bear?
I have not. Tell me about Cocaine Bear.
Oh, it's great. It actually is based on an actual event. Okay. Now, here's the actual event. There was a plane full of cocaine that flew over this Georgia forest and dropped the stuff. Okay. That's the event. Now, the rest of it is Elizabeth Banks and her creativity. What if a bear got a hold of that cocaine?
Oh, that's funny.
And that's where the whole movie is. So yeah, it's actually a really cool movie.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's got some funny parts to it. It's got some gory parts to it.
What happened with the Cocaine Bear?
I got addicted to cocaine. Got addicted to cocaine. Became a killer. Yeah, had a whole baby full of cocaine bears.
Was it like at towards the end, just approaching people on the street? I'll suck your dick for a snort.
Basically, basically, yeah.
I'd go for that, but I'm a little worried about the teeth. I just know you're going to bite it.
No, yeah, it's looking anywhere for its fix.
Really?
Uh-huh. Yeah. You should see it. It's a really funny movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I like it. All right. Good stuff.
So, what other movies were rabbit holing?
I watched Clerks.
Oh, okay. Was that Kevin Smith's first movie?
His first movie. Kev, fucking brilliant.
Uh-huh.
And watching it, I again, that's another one. When it came out, I was high. And I watched it. I had not watched it since, nor any of the sequels. And it is such a brilliant movie. And just thinking about it, that he wrote that when he was like 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And just the dialogue is just absolute. Kevin Smith, genius.
He's a great dialogue writer, just like Tarantino's a great dialogue writer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where, as Tarantino, he adds the gun.
Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah, Kevin Smith adds the blunt.
Yeah, he adds the blunt. Yeah, exactly. One adds the blunt, one adds the gun. But yeah, I was flipping through and I'm like, I'm just gonna watch all the stuff that I have not seen in at least 25 years. And I'm still going to do that. It's fascinating how your perspective shifts based on your age.
Well, when you watch Galaxy Quest, give me your new assessment.
That is on the list, Kev.
Yeah, I figured it was because we love that movie.
That movie is hilarious, man.
Yeah.
That is just another one that I will probably appreciate because it's just so fucking brilliant, man.
Uh-huh.
All right, I'm just gonna give you what's his name? What was the bad guy's name?
Cirrus.
Cirrus, yeah. All right, give them both barrels. Let's get the fuck out of here. Sir, this is that was a great movie.
Tim Allen.
I don't want to give away too much. Tim Allen, Enrico Colantoni.
Yep.
I think
Alan
that's
Rickman.
his name.
The late Alan Rickman.
Oh, Alan Rickman was awesome in that. Sigourney Weaver.
That's right. She was in it too. Yeah.
Was
great
in
stuff.
that. And a bunch of others. Sam, what's his name?
Sam Rockwell.
Yeah, he was in it, but like one of his early roles.
Very early.
Justin Long was in it. He was one of the geeky nerds.
That's right.
He was in it. I'm trying to remember who else. I mean, it's a great lineup of some. Who's the dude that played Monk? Also Wings.
Tony Shalhoub.
He was awesome in that.
Yes, he was.
He was awesome in that. Tony Shalhoub. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to revisit that one, Kevin. I like that.
There you go.
All right, Kevin Kline, let's do a top three.
Just when you thought they couldn't count any higher, it's Tuttle Kline's top three.
Top three desserts that you absolutely cannot say no to. You know that you probably shouldn't. You try to watch what you eat a little bit, but if it's like presented to you on a plate after your meal. You're like, I have to eat this.
Well, I have never turned down a dessert. Trish will tell you that.
Any dessert at all.
Any dessert at all. But if I have to name three that I would know, cheesecake.
Oh, cheesecake's good.
Yeah. Wedding/birthday cake. Those are
White cake,
amazing.
white cake.
Yeah, vanilla cake. Yeah, white cake. Yep.
Like the almond.
Bingo. Right there, my brother.
That
right
is
there.
really good. Yeah, Kev, that's really good. I wish I would have had that one.
And I don't. Well, you did.
Well, I didn't. In terms, what's that?
On the battle plan, you had some listed out.
Oh, I did. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know I gave you mine.
Yeah, you had a pecan pie on there. You had key lime pie. You had the white cake. You had what else did you have?
Lemon ice pie.
Lemon ice pie. Yeah, you had that.
Lemon icebox pie.
I've never had that. Is that really good?
What? Okay. Oh, yeah. I discovered this before. It was like a couple of years when I lived in Nashville before you came along.
Uh-huh.
That's where I discovered it. There was lemon icebox pie was a big thing there.
I will have to try it.
That's where I discovered grits when I moved to Nashville. I discovered grits and lemon icebox pie and meat and three.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Oh, yeah, the meat and three.
We got the meat and three. You choose your meat and then your three sides.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And then I don't know. This is an everyday food for me and all day long. Donuts. I will not pass up a donut.
Kev, I cannot either.
Yeah, it's dumb.
I struggle completely with it. I do. Yeah. Okay. So you saw mine already. I figured out I can't ice cream, Kev. I cannot. I don't care what kind it is.
Oh, really? But you do have a particular favorite, don't you?
Well, a mint chocolate chip ice cream is my favorite.
Tough.
But there's nothing wrong with cookie dough, and butter pecan has its place. That was my dad's favorite, butter pecan. Hey, Pop, every time I have butter pecan, I think of you.
There you go.
Yeah, Dad, butter pecan ice cream, butter rum lifesavers, baby. That guy, he loved the butter.
Yeah, he did.
Which may be one of the reasons you got dropped when you were 69, big boy.
Well, I will think of Fred fondly today when I'm putting my brown butter cookie dough creamer in my coffee.
Is that what you have?
Yeah, brown butter cookie dough. That's the flavoring I chose this month.
So you have a monthly flavor for the cream that you put in your coffee?
Well, if it's a seasonal thing, yeah. Like this one was new. I want to say I found it 2 months ago. So I had it for a week, and then I'm like, oh, that's going to be my month for October. Yeah.
I may start, I drink rocket fuel. You know that.
I know you do.
Straight espresso in quantity. But I may want to flavor it up a little bit. Sometimes I'll do that. I'll go through a month or two period of time where I'm just, hey, I want to flavor up my coffee.
Yeah.
All I
put is 2 tablespoons in.
That's a lot.
But I'm using I'm using 20 ounces.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah, it's a 20-ounce glass.
He's got one of those big gulps that you could dock the boat in.
That's right.
It's got its own undertow, cha-cha. We're doing Dennis Miller, Black and White. That was incredible. One of the best comedy specials in history.
Absolutely.
And I will say this, Kev, I turned on Joe Dirt 2 the other day.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And I could not watch it. It was so bad.
Oh, yeah. It's not nearly as good as the original.
Dennis Miller, his little thing in the beginning, that was okay. And the Mark McGrath thing, the guy, Sugar Ray guy, he fucked that up.
Yeah.
He was terrible. Why him? Why did he get he basically got the Robbie role. He basically got the Kid Rock antagonist role. And I'm like, why the guy, the lead singer of Sugar Ray, one of the most annoying fucking people ever, is ruining this movie?
But I think what you see is that it was all of Spade's friends that got those roles.
Well, yeah. Is Mark McGrath one of his friends?
I believe at the time he probably was.
After the movie, though, probably not.
Anymore.
You fucked my movie up, dude.
Hey, now. You suck.
That's so fucking funny. Okay, Kev, let's do a Be Honest.
Be honest. Be honest.
Kev, be honest.
Mm-hmm.
When you see a sign telling you not to do something, are you tempted to do it anyway?
No, no. I mean, you know me. I live to, uh, you know,
Comply.
comply. No, I question why can't we do it, but I'm never compelled to try and do it.
I
You know?
just, and I'll tell you, first off, like speed limits, road signs, stuff like that. I mean, I struggle.
Uh-huh.
And the flashing ones that keep track of your miles per hour,
Oh yeah.
those, as soon as I see one of those, I stomp on the accelerator. I'm just like, I'm going to break the record. I don't know who over the last, 24, 48 hours had the highest score on this, but I'm going to beat it right now. I mean, that's just how I'm wired. But I noticed it, and the reason that I put it down for this is, on a daily basis, 6 days a week, every day except Sunday because they're closed. I just walk, it's 100 yards to the apartment complex clubhouse, and I get an espresso, a coffee.
Okay.
I when they raised my rent, I told them, fine, you can raise my rent, but I'm coming over for a coffee every day to offset the increase.
And they said,
No, I said it to myself. I didn't
"Oh,
tell
okay,
them, but
okay."
I have. As soon as the minute I started paying the extra, I've been over there every single day, 6 days a week. But they have a little sign, it's a kitchen like thing. They have a little sign sometimes. They'll have some kolaches or donuts or, something laid out, and there'll be a sign saying, for employees only, do not take.
Hmm.
And I'm just like, since I'm over here to offset the price increase, fuck your little sign. Fuck your little sign.
There you go.
I'm taking 2 kolaches, bitch. But I always do.
Well, your dad always told you to question authority, and that's what you're doing. You're just following dad's rules.
I'm a victim of my father's teachings. I am. Okay, just remember that when you hear all this stuff about me being, iconoclastic and, fight the power rebel, it's not me. I want to be like Kevin. Life is much easier if you're Kevin. You don't get yourself in trouble. You don't get yourself kicked off of social media. You don't get yourself audited by the IRS. You don't have any of those problems. You just fly under the radar and life is really, really easy. But no, since my dad taught me to be like, it does not make sense if it's a lone gunman for you to wait for the Cadillac convertible to turn and head away from you before firing a shot. You would just shoot straight on. Unless, of course, you're getting him into triangulation of fire because there's 3 hit teams to fire on him, which is a standard CIA operation. I don't want to be the guy that has to say that shit. I don't.
His dad taught him that, damn it.
But I can't stop myself. It just pops in my head and then it comes out,
I know, victim.
I don't want to talk about, liberal fascists and, the propaganda and the axis of evil in our government, the billionaires, academia, tech industry, and media. I don't want to be that guy, Kev.
He doesn't.
I don't. I want to be like you. But unfortunately, I ate the red pill.
Damn you, Dad.
God dang it. Just, Todd didn't get red pilled.
No.
My
He wanted
dad
to become a national hero.
Yeah, he's become he become the go-to guy.
Yeah.
But no, I just remember that day, and I'll never forget when I was 17 years old. Our grammar class we were supposed to do a speech and a paper. I did mine on the Kennedy assassination. I just wanted to report, the facts, lone gunman, Lee Harvey Oswald, all that shit. But I got caught down a rabbit hole when I was 17 years old, and I immediately went to my father and I said, this fucking shit does not make sense, Dad. This lone gunman stuff, shooting away from him, and he had some leaves and tree branches he was shooting through. It doesn't make sense, Dad. And then he's shot and killed by this Jack Ruby guy who just wanted to make sure Jackie Kennedy didn't have to come back to Dallas and do anything in the court. It doesn't make sense, Dad. And my dad saying, "Son, sit down."
And there it started.
And that's when it started.
Yeah.
And I've been a victim ever since.
He's been living this hell.
I don't want to be that guy. But I am. Plus, if you look back in recent history, the last 8 to 10 years, the conspiracy theorists, quote unquote, are batting about 825, and your mainstream media is about 125. So fuck you.
All right, here's my be honest for you.
I'm so sorry, Kevin.
I thought it had run its course. I thought we were,
Are you sure? Are you sure you want this after all that? You want me to actually be honest now?
I do. Yeah. Well, you're always honest, but here's my thing. Okay. Because we are less than a week away from the election. Do you use celebrity endorsements as a contrarian indicator?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Kev, I laughed when Taylor Swift said Kamala, because the first thing that hit my head was, you are a billionaire. You don't have to worry about inflation. The grocery store is not a shocker to you at all. You don't have to worry about, hey, man, are these migrants who came over the border that have these looks on their faces like they want to kill, are they emptied from a Venezuelan jail? Because you have armed bodyguards around you, Taylor. So you don't have to worry about this shit at all because you live in your celebrity billionaire bubble. Whoever you endorse should be a contrarian indicator to any of the rest of the 375 million people that don't have armed guards and have unlimited bank accounts to absorb the massive price increases due to purposeful spending to destroy the American economy.
I was thinking back to when, I was first able to vote in presidential elections. There is not a single person, alive or dead, that could sway who I'm going to vote for. No endorsement whatsoever.
None.
Yeah. Because I do my research.
I do my research also.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's not always the same party. As a matter of fact, do not think for 1 second I am a Republican, because I'm not. I'm a libertarian.
Huh?
I'm a constitutionalist. I think there's a lot of Republican scum out there who fake like, hey, the Constitution's great, and then they sell us out when they get into power. Fuck them. So yeah. I'm not one of the two-party like sheep. I'm not.
No, and I've never voted a straight ticket in my life.
Never
voted a straight ticket.
I'm one of those people. I go into the ballot box knowing I even know all of the resolutions and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, no, I do too.
All the spending, shit. I know all of that. Yeah, I research
all our propositions and amendments. I know exactly, and I look up on the League of Women Voters. They break it down into not legalese speak. If you vote yes, this is what you're voting for. If you vote no, this is what you're voting for. The way it's worded, not always sure.
No, and that's why you have to do some research, because they are scumbags on how they'll word shit.
Uh-huh.
And so if you're not going into the ballot box educated, you have no business even voting. You just don't. If you don't know what it's the most prized privileged thing that we have. Unfortunately, in recent elections, it's become thwarted because of fraud and obvious bullshit, but it still is something that is sacred.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Trish was, because early voting is now open. Okay. And she's like, do we need to early vote so that we beat the line? And so that we're not, I'm like, I would stand in line for 10 hours on election day. If I had to, I would stand in line for 10 hours. That would be the most beautiful thing in the world, to have to stand in line to vote, But even in a presidential election, we will not have 100% voting.
Yeah, Kev, that being said, and that's all well and good, I'm still going to vote this week to avoid the line. Fun time, Kev. I got to get back to the charts.
Okay. Yeah. How you doing on those today?
I'm down just a little bit, but
I thought that might have been the case because we did the full on 10:30 and I didn't get a pre.
Yeah, I'm just a little bit. I'm down just a little bit. So it's not that big of a deal.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna hop on the charts and I'm gonna see if I can catch a little afternoon wave here. Okay.
Get it, brother.
All right. Make sure you like, follow, download, subscribe, give us a rating. Check out our merchandising. Again, it's Tuttle Kline on Instagram, Tuttle Kline on Facebook. Kev, do you have anything coming up on your other side project, the Fuzzy Mike, this week?
I'm still sick, so no.
I know. Oh no. Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't got anything. Yeah. No.
We ain't found shit.
Nice recall.
Spaceballs. Later, bro.
That's it for this episode of the Tuttle Kline Show. See you this Wednesday for an all-new episode. And you can get more Kline on his podcast, The Fuzzy Mike, with new episodes on Tuesday. Stay fuzzy, friends. And thanks for listening to the Tuttle Kline Show. Yo. All right, take the yo out.